Not today. Down the road, kicking stones.
And so my sound healing so what I have is I have a computer that's got those sounds on it
Mm-hmm.
of all the planets. Then I've got a computer where I go out into nature and I record nature sounds. And then I've got, I've got my keyboard and I've got my vocals obviously with some delay and reverb and different effects.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got my guitar. And so I have, like six inputs on the mixing board with all these different things and I create these soundscapes, these 90-minute soundscapes, and people come and lay down on a mat, a blanket and a pillow and cover their eyes and go on this deep journey and release DMT from their brains.
I'm tripping out
It's
so hard because my very first videos on YouTube weren't even me gaming. They were pictures of planets as we slowly zoomed in towards the planet with a resonation
yeah.
and with a
Wow.
with a frequency about it to kind of bring you to the planet, let you disconnect from this one, become one with the universe, and then pull it back to yourself at the end of the video. My first 30
Mm.
videos were all that.
Wow. I
Yeah.
gotta go look at that. I gotta go check
I
that
don't
out.
think they're on YouTube anymore. I deleted them all when I became the Bro Gamer.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Who is the Bro Gamer?
That is me. I am the Bro G, the Bro Gamer. I have been on YouTube and Twitch now for about 11 years. I've supported
Wow.
veterans and first responders from day one. And what
Hmm.
I try to do is bridge the gap between normal reality and PTSD. So I try to
Mm.
expose, so for instance, Stefan Beardwood of Veterans House,
Hmm.
I play Hell Let Loose with him. Now, when you have severe PTSD, to immerse yourself in a war game like that with blood and gore and tanks and all that
Hmm.
stuff is dangerous, but
Hmm.
also therapeutic because we realize that video games are not anything like real combat. There's no smell, there's no taste, there's no
Hmm.
afterlasting effect. You can die, 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 and come back for the next round. And that type of methodology for a healing factor, I find, especially when you associate it with music, is just so amazing for veterans with PTSD because what we're also able to do is create purpose for those people who no longer have purpose. So now they
Hmm.
have a video game they love to play in their recreational time. They can monetize it, create purpose and a community creation behind it. And then all of a sudden that self-starting engine that we know veterans have takes over and they become awesome,
Wow. That is so cool.
right?
Healing through digital violence. So
Yes,
that's an amazing concept.
because
Amazing
between
concept.
those moments where we're like, go forward, tank front, engage on target, destroy that X and Y,
Yeah.
we have those moments before those moments which are, hey bro, you fucking suck. Haha. and and it's those camaraderie moments that it's just like, fuck you, man, contact front. Like all of a sudden you're back in the moment. You're back in the best moments you've had in service, which were the calm before the storm, when you're just sitting there ripping on each other, and then that first snap hiss comes across your ear, and you're like, contact front, let's go, switch it on, boom.
Yeah.
And that's what the Bro Show does. We bring the funny first, so that we can survive any situation. And many times I'm faced with, oh, there's an enemy tiger tank in front of us, and we've only got a Greyhound, which is the lightest armor on the planet. Cool. We're not giving up. We're not surrendering. We're loading AP, maneuvering around that tiger, and destroying it. And we do it 9 out of 10 times, I'll tell you. Because we do not give in to fear, and we do not back down.
Giving into fear. That's the key right there.
And that's why your song resonates with me so much. Now, I
Wow.
also listened to your most recent song that you dropped 6 days ago.
Yep.
And that is
When this is
such a
over.
tanker anthem. Like, the tankers of Hell Let Loose must come behind that song. This is our new Run to the Hills, I'll tell you. I had a very Run to the Hills vibe, Iron Maiden.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I hadn't looked at it in that way. Interesting.
Listen to
Yeah,
that
I mean,
song and then immediately listen to Run to the Hills, and I'm just
okay.
like, yes.
Yeah, I mean that one came from the pandemic when I was sitting here in the studio and recording the Torture Rock and Roll album,
Hmm.
and I just went, okay, I want to write a song to envision because I'm a huge visualizer. I like
Hmm.
to visualize things, and so I was visualizing what it was going to be like to when the pandemic was over, and so that's what the song is about. When this is over,
Right?
you know? Yeah,
It's so much
yeah,
better now. Oh my God.
yeah. No kidding, no
Yep.
kidding.
A lot of the dead weight is now stuck in its place, and us hyper motivated individuals have a world to just run through at light speed with no interruptions. It's so phenomenal.
Yeah, there's a rebirth that's happened. I
Yeah.
mean, a lot of things have changed. A
Well,
lot of
and the
things.
boomer generation is
Yeah,
is starting to give up control, and there's
yeah,
so not enough people to fill that control.
yeah,
My
yeah,
generation's having to take on 4 or 5 roles easily for
yeah,
each individual,
yeah,
which will maximize our generation. It really will.
yeah,
But I
yeah,
mean, if we like, especially when it comes to your music, if we start to focus on the healing and focus on the self, the next generation will take care of itself.
hmm,
Like, and what I think is so amazing, especially about Kickin' Stones, is that
down the road.